Hello and welcome to this video wherein I'll be discussing about if we are having a requirement of creating a separate question set for MCQs and a separate question set for subjectives. Now, in this case, we do have an option in Google Forms. If I've already prepared a form, as we have already seen in previous videos, that we are able to create a form, we are able to write MCQs, we are able to write subjective type questions. But the problem over here is that if I divide this into two segments, it'll take me hardly a second to do that. Let's suppose if I click over here and if I click on the sections, this will be divided into two sections. Now, once a student will opt for these questions, once a student will complete these questions, he will get two buttons. One will be back and one will be next. Once he'll go to the next, the back will come back to the MCQs, which will give him an option to appear for or to opt for MCQs or to change those MCQs. Therefore, it is better to have two different sets. One is for objectives and one is for subjectives. Now, what I'll do is I'll again remove this section. I'll delete this section or I'll merge with above. Now, again, it's the same one. As you have seen, we have already created a Google form or a question paper using Google Classroom. So once this is ready, what you need to do is you need to copy it. Do remember, one is for objectives. Let's suppose it's up to this particular point, and after that it is subjective. Now, what I'll do is I have named it as midterm examination MCQ. I'll simply click on these three dots. Do remember these three dots. Let me put the highlight over here so that you will understand. These three dots are important. Now, once I go to these three dots, what I'll do is I'll go to these three dots. I'll click on these three dots and you will see an option over here that is make a copy. Now, once I click on make a copy, it'll ask me what will be the name of the next question here that you are going to create. Now, let me assume I'm giving the same name as the previous one. The only thing that I'm changing is that I'm mentioning subjective. Now, the time I mentioned subjective, so this new copy of this midterm exam MCQ, now it is midterm exam subjective. Now, once I click on OK, a copy of the same has been created. Is it fine? So once you have, now you have two copies. One is midterm examination MCQ. Another one is midterm examination subject. Now let me write subject over here so that I'll not get confused. Is it fine? So I'll mention here also subjective so that no confusion is there. Is it okay? Again, we have to mention email ID. Why? Because a student once appearing, it's a good thing once we are having an email ID again. Now, as you know, this is subjective. What I'll do is I'll remove this question. Now, you know this, I'll delete this question, I'll delete this question, I'll delete this question. Now, what I'm left out with, subjective 1, subjective 2, subjective 3. It's automatically getting saved. So I'm having midterm exam subject. Then I'm having midterm examination MCQs. Now here up to this point, these are MCQs, delete these subjects, or you can directly also go, no you need to worry about it. So I'll delete this subjective and I'll delete this subjective. So what is now my end term result? End result is that I have prepared this midterm examination MCQ, wherein I'm having three questions. Number one question, number two question, and number three question. So I'm having three questions. This is MCQ, and this one is subjective. Now the link for that, settings and everything, it is same. But do remember one thing. I'll click on this send. I'll click on the link. I'll click on the shorten this URL. I'll copy it. And once I copy it, I'll come back to MCQs. And then in MCQ settings, I'll go to presentation wherein it is mentioned your MCQ have been recorded. Then after that, I'll write, please click on, now paste it. The link that you had copied, paste it over here. Your answers for MCQs have been recorded. Please click on this link for subjective type questions. Okay. Now what we have done, I repeat once again, I have first went to this examination subjective. I copied this link from over here. Then I came back to objectives, clicked on settings, went to presentations, and then I did write your answer for MCQs have been recorded. Please click on this option for subjective type questions. Now, once you are done, save it. Now, let's see the preview of it. Now, once I see the preview of it, once I want to see how a student will feel it, I'll simply write my email ID. I'll opt for a question. I'll opt for a question. I'll opt for one more question. Let's suppose this is over here. Now, I'm not getting next button. I'm getting submit button. Now, once I click on submit, now check it out. It is showing me that your answer for MCQ have been recorded. Please click on this link for subject to type questions. The time I click on this link, now I am getting subject to type questions. Now I'm again supposed to write email ID, and then after that I can start writing my subject to type questions answer. Now my answer number one, it's mentioned over here. Then after that, I can finish up with I can take whatever time has been given to me, I can take that time because my MCQs are already submitted. Then I can go for third question and then I can click on submit. Now, once I click on submit, I'm in a position, I need to change this message. No issue at all. You can change it of your own also. So my objective over here was number one, two different question papers, one for MCQ and one for subjective. Now, once you are creating, you have to create a question paper for MCQ. Once you create, then create a copy of the same for subjective. And it's not necessary to create a copy. You can create a new one also. So you need to create. You have to remember. You need to create two different questionnaires for MCQ and subject separately. And once you finish it, then you need to go to the MCQ paper, and here you need to put in settings the link of subjective paper so that a student will only be able to opt for subjective only when MCQ is completed. I hope that this video has helped you, and if you have any issues, any concerns, please do let me know so that we can improve. Thank you, and thanks a lot for patiently hearing me.